Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3, just like that, Arsenal have 1 foot in the Carabao Cup final for 2026. I'm a bit angry at full time, partially because of the scrap that went on at the end. I'm not entirely sure how it started. Gabriel was getting a bit in Pedro Neto's face. Esteval was involved. The Chelsea manager, Rosenia, he was involved. Mostly I'm angry because we made it so much trickier than we had to, because we went 2-0 up and then we concede 2-1. We go 3-1 up. It should be smooth sailing from there, and we let Garnacho score again. We let Alejandro Garnacho score 2 goals on us today, and they're both just bad, really, really bad goals to concede. The ball is played across the box, first time from Esteval, second time from Esteval again, I think, from a corner, and Garnacho is just completely unmarked at the far post, and we can't get across in time to close him down or block the shot, and it's 2 really, really bad goals to concede. And right at the end, we had to scrap for it. We had to get players behind the ball. We tried to regain control near the end, keep it in their half, fair play, but they took it back, and really, really nervy final 10 minutes or so to see it out, to get a win at Stamford Bridge. Finally, everyone talks about how we're so good at Stamford Bridge. We haven't lost there in 6 years. That was our first win there since 2022. That's what I care about. I don't care about not losing. I care about winning. And today it's finally not only not a loss, but a win at Stamford Bridge. And it should have been, once again, so much easier. 2-0 up, keep it at that. Don't let them come back, because we're normally so good at keeping these leads, these 2-goal leads. We let them get it back to 2-1. We take it to 3-1, 20 minutes to go. From there, again, it should be very smooth sailing, but we let Garnacho get another goal. Full time is 3-2. We'll start with the lineup. A very, very strong lineup put out from Arteta today. Somewhat surprised me how strong we went, really as full strength as it could have been, apart from the goalkeeper, Kepa, instead of Raya. Everywhere else, completely stacked. Timber was at left back. That's a bit of a funky one. That worked out well in the end, because Esteval was their best player the whole match. He was dangerous, and having that right-footed left back was really helpful. But that's something that Arteta loves to do up against, like, Salah in the past. He's put Tomiyasu there. He's put Timber there. He just loves having a right-footed defender up against a right winger for the opposition that we know is going to cause us all kinds of trouble. If Lewis Skelly was up against Esteval, I don't think we come away with a win. Timber there, still nightmares for him up against Esteval. We are so lucky that, like, again, Esteval was, I'm pretty sure, the creator of the first goal and took the corner for their second goal, is what is correct from my memory. Again, other than Kepa, incredibly strong lineup, as full strength as I believe it could have been. The lineup for me shows how much we really, really want to win this competition. I pointed out, I believe, after Palace, how ferociously we celebrated that win, that penalty shootout win, and the goal we scored, the own goal from Gurhi, makes it seem like we really, really want to win the Carabao Cup. Finally get some silverware in our cabinet after 6 years of straight nothing, unless you're one of those people that counts community shields. I definitely don't. But yeah, in the first half, very similar to the match at Stamford Bridge, probably about coming up on 2 months ago in November in the league, where they were creating so much from the breaks, especially Esteval. Esteval was genuinely terrifying today. He was so good, but they were creating so much from the break. We're lucky they didn't capitalize on any of that. And in the first half, we were fairly poor. 5 corners in the first half alone. That's not astronomically large, but that's a lot. And I felt we only created from corners in the first half. It's set piece again, Alei, right, following on from Portsmouth. It's the exact same thing. Get it on the top of the goalkeeper. He can't deal with it. There's players everywhere. Someone is going to put it home, and you're not even looking at where the ball's going. You're looking at the net, waiting for the net to ripple, signifying that we scored a goal. To be fair, it's absolutely horrible goalkeeping from Robert Sanchez to concede that. But Ben White gets in. He heads it home. First goal for him since his brace against Chelsea almost 2 years ago. So Ben White, lovely moment for him. He loved that. And in the second half, I don't think there was much change. It was more open, obviously, far more open, because you're really end to end. 4 goals scored. That's the result of it being more open. In the second half, there were probably 2 moments up to 5 or so minutes where we were in control of the ball, trying to cool things out, because that was what it was about in the second half a lot of the time, especially after they scored, when they had fire in the belly, is keep hold of it, cool things down. Let the Chelsea fans pipe down a little bit and just keep things nice and calm. And it's 2 moments of Bukayo Saka brilliance that ultimately wins us the game. The first goal in the second half from Gyökeres, Saka's had to hold up Cucurella. He's had to deal with that mop-headed Chelsea left back, for probably 20 seconds before finding the space, getting Ben White on the overlap. Again, it's a horrendous error by Sanchez. We don't care. And Gyökeres is in the right place. Liverpool, I rambled on and on about how probably 4 or 5 situations where we played a peach of a ball into the box, into the exact area where you would expect Gyökeres to be, and he's nowhere to be found. Today, Ben White plays the ball over the box. Sanchez doesn't deal with it. Victor Gyökeres is right there. It's an easy finish, but it's about the positioning. And that shows confidence, because he needs to. That's before the goal. Obviously, that's the goal he scored. He has to have confidence to be in that position against Liverpool. He did not look confident in the slightest. I think he looked more confident the entire match, not only with his movement to get in the right position for that goal, but the way he was using his body. Very reminiscent, I felt, of the Burnley match. That first half against Burnley a couple months ago was definitely by far the best 45 minutes of football he's played for Arsenal. Reminiscent of that, the way he was using his body, the way he was, the kind of runs he was making, so much better from Victor Gyökeres. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope for Victor Gyökeres. Keep causing trouble for backlines and keep getting in the right positions. And if you do those things up to standard and you're not getting service, that's not on you. What you did today, you just need to keep doing that, and good things will come to you, Victor Gyökeres. The third goal from Martin flippin' Zubimendi. This guy deserves so much more credit. He, for me, is our best player this season. So flipping good. Martin Zubimendi. I have no words for him. He is so good. People ridicule us for putting him up against, right up there with your Gravenberches and even your Rodris. But if you watch Arsenal, this guy is insane. And what a goal that is. That is reminiscent of one Pedri scored in the Champions League, where Pedri's maybe done it 2 or 3 times, where Zubimendi's faked the shot. He's given it a beat. He's faked the shot and waited for the space, and then really good elite weak foot finish, by the way, into the corner from Zubimendi. What a player, Martin Zubimendi. And then another person or group of people I want to give all the credit in the world to were those flipping fans. We genuinely have the best away fans in the country. What a trophy, I know, but I love it so much. At these grounds that are home to big sides like Chelsea, and all you can hear are the Arsenal fans. We have such good chants, and I flipping love it. We are singing for everyone. Everyone on that pitch, aside from the players who unfortunately don't really have a chant, were probably sung about at some point in that match. We the Thomas Frank one. That is hilarious. I love that. If you go to away matches, thank you. All I can say is thank you for that atmosphere you bring. It helps the players out so much, more than we could even imagine, I believe. It spurs them on. Oh, geez, said a bad word there. But it really helps them. So thank you so much to these fans who travel. I mean, Stamford Bridge is maybe, I don't live in London, so I might be wrong here, but maybe a 20 or 30-minute ride on the tube away from North London to Stamford Bridge. But it's like up in Newcastle, down in Bournemouth, wherever we go, the away fans are so loud and I flippin' love it. Okay, looking at the lineup again, I was probably expecting a bit more rotation, but again, we went full strength. I definitely thought, we'd see Madueke, maybe Marino starting, either one of Zubimendi or Rice given a rest. I definitely did not expect Trossard to be starting. We just have to hope that these guys, because the lineup won't differ much today compared to Forest on the weekend, which is only like 3 days away. So we're going to have to hope that these guys can recover really quickly in time for that match, because Forest was on my mind, and thinking about today before the start of the match, I thought I would honestly take a win against Forest over a win today against Chelsea in a heartbeat. Doesn't mean I wanted us to completely flop this game, but that's a more important match in the league on the weekend against Forest. So we got in the job done. There was absolutely no excuses. Like, you cannot waste a lineup that good on a match you don't win when you have a more important league match just 3 days away. You absolutely cannot do that. So we've won the match. Thank the heavens for that. But we now have to hope with everything we have that this lineup will be good to go on Saturday night. That match is so important. Nottingham Forest, another match that we did not win last season that we need to turn the tide on. But yeah, like I said at the start, a win today means 1 foot in the final. I want a Carabao Cup final for us, and it looks like we're going to get it against City. Against Manchester City, it looks like we're going to get a Carabao Cup final. What a prospect that is going to be, believe me. Chance for the student to take down the master and win our first piece of silver in 6 years. I would be absolutely buzzing for that. And we have 1 foot in the final. And what gives me comfort is we aren't going to sit back in the second leg and play to not lose. The commentators that I had today, I don't think they quite understood that. If you're just listening to me, it sounds like they think we're going to be at the Emirates and sit back and play for a draw just to scrape through. At the Emirates, I'm sorry, we are going to go for the win. We're gonna try to win again. I have no doubt about that. And we don't need to, but we want it to be comfortable. We want to go ahead in the second leg, and we want it to be comfortable for us. So I think we put out a really strong lineup today because, yes, we want to win the Carabao Cup, but I think we have it in mind to go to Milan and honestly take it a bit easy. I don't know what's happening to me where I'm looking at some of these matches and saying, it's not a disaster if we don't win. I want to win every match. But Inter, we can afford to take it easy. Kyra Almaty, play some of the kids, take it easy. Give Rice a rest, give Zubimendi a rest, give Gabriel a rest. Give everyone a rest who you can. Have as much in the tank as possible for the matches that really matter and stand out from some of the others. Once again, it's 1 foot in the final. I'm really confident going into the second leg because, once again, we're going to go for another win. And I really believe we are going to be in a final. And it's going to be against Man City. We'll look ahead to that when it comes around. For now, let's focus on Forest at the weekend. That's going to do it for today. Arsenal, I hate you sometimes. You made that way too tricky. But at the end of the 90 minutes, it's a win. And that is the most important thing. It really is. So, on to Forest at the weekend. Come on, you Gunners.